Hello all, hope all of you guys are doing fine. So I have in front of me a very special person who has secured a very good rank of 502 in JEE Advanced, and he has also scored 99.81 in JEE Mains, which is an impeccable achievement. And I would love to welcome Pranav over here. Welcome Pranav, and so to all the JEE aspirants over here, students who are giving JEE in 2026 or 2027 or 2028 or whatever, I would want all of you guys to take tips from Pranav over here. He's going to share with us his preparation methodology, his preparation strategies, what were his strengths, what were his weaknesses, everything. So Pranav, shall we start? Pranav, my first question is, how are you right now? Is it, are you in a very relaxed state of mind?
Not really.
Not really. Is it because of BITSAT examinations or the JOSA applications?
Yeah, JOSA application. Which
going?
branch, which
Yes,
I.
exactly. That's also very important, by the way. I think 12th is the closing date,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, fine. So I want you to just chill out for some time. Okay, definitely we'll have to focus on that. Let's just devote some time for the juniors. Okay, my dear. So my first question was, in your preparation journey, what was the most difficult thing that you had to face? Like, not in terms of subjects actually. For example, students have told me, sir, the intense level of competition brings a lot of demotivation in between. Subjects difficulties on the other side. Keeping up with the daily tests, practice and all is one thing. So what do you think was the most difficult thing that you faced?
So the most difficult thing was actually my distractions like phone, etc., social media.
Were you using social media?
So I had to control. Like,
Okay. In 11th and 12th? Or?
in 11th, it was a severe problem, but
okay,
I managed to control.
that is something that in fact, even I spoke to my kids yesterday. That's something very, very important. Please, it's a request from your senior over here and request from a teacher. Please do stay away from social media, at least during this time of preparation. It's very, very important. Because your attention span also might get affected apart from the time. What about the intense level of tests, the mock test and all? How do you, like, students usually ask me, sir, how do we cope up with the JEE syllabus and the school syllabus? Like, we know it's the same. We know JEE is just an extension. It's just a extrapolation of this the syllabus in school. But how did you handle both? Did you have a special technique for that?
Actually, if you prepare well for JEE, then your school syllabus will automatically be complete. Exactly. For board exam, you just need to know how to present and structure the answers.
Okay, so when did you start actually focusing at least a bit on the boards level? Like, okay, fine, right now I have to start doing the board level questions. When was it?
1 month before.
1 month. So that's it. That is when you actually get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's also an answer that almost all the toppers tell us. Like, JEE is a bigger picture of the syllabus of boards, right? So when you intensely prepare for JEE, obviously someone who prepares intensely for JEE finds board examination easier, but not the other way around. Someone who prepares intensely for board examinations may or may not find JEE that easy. So Pranav, a big question right now is, what was your approach for JEE Mains? What was your approach for JEE Advanced? Or was it just JEE Advanced right from the beginning? Or was it like till JEE Mains was over, I focus on JEE Mains and then Advanced later?
So my goal was always to crack JEE Advanced, but 1 month before JEE Mains, I was more focused on JEE Mains style papers.
So was it like PYQs?
Yeah, I did a lot of mock tests, and basically for mains, speed and accuracy is very important.
And for advanced, it's about interpreting the question, right? The number of questions for advanced is actually very less. I think this time it was only 16 questions.
48.
48 questions, right? 16 in three subjects. It was 18 before. Advanced is a totally, unpredictable paper, right? So students who are preparing for JEE, I would always say that don't limit your dreams to JEE mains. It's always the JEE Advanced that you should be keeping in mind. You know? What about tackling each subject? Which was your favorite subject, by the way?
Maths.
Maths. Okay. So how did you tackle the difficult topics of maths? How did you tackle chemistry? How did you tackle physics? What was your approach in all the three subjects over here?
So, unlike for school where you can just read the notes and prepare, for JEE you have to do practice. So for maths, I did a lot of practice and
Practice in the sense practicing from PYQs,
PYQs and the materials. And tests. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. What about which was the most difficult, like the hated, and not hated subject? Let's say the most difficult subject. What was it?
For me, it was actually in the beginning it was physics. Yeah, but I slowly it grew on me.
Yeah. It grew on you. Yeah. Okay, fine. So, did you take a conscious effort to tackle that? Like, for example, I'll just give you a scenario. Once you reach 12th, when you reach 12th only, for example, in my preparation also, and in many of the students whose preparation, only when you reach 12th, you understand that, okay, time is less.
Yeah.
We have a lot to cover. There's a lot of backlog. Especially for example, topics like where you did not give much focus on, or for subjects where you did not give much focus on, you get very tensed in 12th standard. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult. So how did you tackle those topics in 11th? Like, obviously 12th, it becomes more intense. For example, current 12th standard students especially, they're going to deal with lot of examinations. And one of the primary concerns that they have is, so we didn't focus in 11th. So what do you have to give them?
Actually, the most important chapters in JEE are in 12th. So I just focus on 12th, and after the 12th syllabus got over, I had enough time to revise my weak topics in 11th.
So syllabus got over in the sense, when was the time frame? Like, can you give me a time frame? October, November, the 12th syllabus was over.
Yeah.
And then after that, you switched to 11th.
Yeah.
So when you switched to 11th, how was it? Did you go chapter by chapter, or did you go to theory revision, or did you go problem solving? Because students usually ask, so when we do 11th revision, how should we carry it out? Like, should we just go to the problem solving thing, learn through questions, or should we, go to lectures, read the notes?
So in my opinion, it's better to learn through questions, because at that stage you have less time.
Exactly, correct. So, that's why I asked. Many students are like, sir, should we go back and read the entire thing again? But it's better to pick questions from each topic and then clear out the doubts revolving around those questions, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, another question, something that there is no particular answer for this, there's no universal answer for this, but I'll still ask you, what was your daily schedule, right? Like how much, what was the split into each subject? I know it's not fixed, but can you give me an idea about your daily routine during this preparation?
So I used to study around approximately 6 hours a day. I used to spend like 3 hours for maths, and then 2 hours for physics, and one and a half for chemistry.
For chemistry. Yeah. So chemistry was easy for you?
Yeah, I mean, I used to learn the notes in class itself. Like, I did not wait to get home and revise.
Okay.
I used to learn the theory in class, and when I come back home, I used to solve questions. And
so that you can save the time. So when you say you used to learn the theory in class itself, like when it was taught?
When it was taught, I used to
focus. You made it a point that you don't have to refer to the theory. That's a very brilliant point. Like, when it's like, you don't have to waste any time in class is what you meant.
Yes.
Right? You should not be wasting any time in class. Like, you should actually completely focus in the class so that you can, like, students usually ask, sir, we'll go back and have the theory revision. So he's cutting down on that point over there, cutting down on that time. Like, you don't have to waste much time on theory revision. Focus completely in the class and then focus on problem solving. Yeah. back home, right? Okay, let's like you talked about maths. What about chemistry? Chemistry is the reason why I'm asking chemistry is, one is it's my subject. Second of all, chemistry is usually, especially for exams like mains, also even for advanced, it's a time saver if you know chemistry.
Yes.
You can solve chemistry paper in 30-40 minutes if you actually know chemistry. Correct. But at the same time, engineering aspirants usually they are focused towards maths and physics. Like we have an inclination towards maths and physics, especially physics. So what was your approach for chemistry?
So chemistry.
Did you like the subject right from the starting? Was it your favorite itself?
Like I tried to get interested. Like from some angle, every chapter is interesting. It's like it's a matter of perspective. So I tried to make myself interested in it, and that makes studying it easy.
To fall in love with the subject before cracking the subject. Correct. Okay. Any particular tip for organic chemistry that you used?
So for organic, your theory must be really strong. If your theory is strong, you can easily solve the questions. So I would suggest make good notes in class, then understand it really well. You don't need to by heart the mechanisms, just understand it, and then solving questions will be easier.
And what about physics, the difficult chapters in physics? Which was the most difficult chapter for you in physics?
In physics, mechanics,
rotational dynamics
was difficult.
So was there a special kind of approach for that? Were you, obviously you told me that in 11th it was difficult for you. So in 12th, how did you go back and deal with it? By doing questions itself?
Yeah, so basically I got my fundamentals clear. Like every problem has an approach. So you have to first understand the approach, and then I solve the questions.
One thing that I would like to ask Pranav is, when you practice, so we all say practice questions at home, Did you practice questions by keeping it time bound?
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Like it's not like you give enough amount of time for each question and relaxed state of mind, or do you selected some, let's say randomly, some 10-20 questions and you kept a time for that? What was your approach of problem solving over there?
Yeah, so if my goal was to solve 20 questions, I would keep a 1 hour timer and try to solve it. Yeah, then I used to keep in track like how much time I'm spending on each question. Yeah.
So that was the approach. So keeping it time bound. So that's also extremely important. That's something that we recommend all the students. Keeping your problem solving time bound is extremely important, because students usually say that when they write the examination, sir, it was everything went blank. I could not focus during the examination, but when I came back, everything was easy. Because when you come back, it's in a relaxed state of mind. You need to put yourself through that examination situation or examination mindset back home also. You need to train your mind like that. Pranav, a very important question. Were there times when you got demotivated? Like, why did I get into this? It's like a rat race.
Yeah.
What would I get? What is this IIT? Obviously, you would have gotten into such a state of mind. How did you come out of it?
So, I used to get into the state when I used to score very bad, even after preparing well for it. So, I was like, see, what matters is how you perform consistently. Like, your performance in one exam won't decide your JEE rank. So, I used to think like, and again, your future is not decided by your marks. So I used to keep that in mind and calm myself. And my parents were there to support me.
It's a very important point. Like, parents usually think, how can we be part of our kids' preparation journey? Just be the pillar of support. Just be like a sponge. Absorb all the tension. That's what they can do, right? Academic, obviously, advice, mentorship, and all teachers will give. Students, they themselves has to be very motivated, but at the same time, parents has a very important role. Just be the pillar of support. Just be like a sponge that absorbs all the tensions and all, right? Listen to you. Do you used to cry to your mom and dad saying that, why did I get into all this? Nothing like that?
Crying
in the sense, like I remember my preparation. Sometimes I get very angry. Go to my mom and like, "Mom, why did you push me into this?" For the times like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. But you
Yeah.
overcame all that. Any if I ask you any particular tip, like let's say a 2-line or a 3-line advice that you would love to give your juniors on cracking these very difficult examinations, something that you can just face them, and like any particular, like a 1-line or 2-line, you have to do these things.
So in these 2 years, the kind of friend group you're a part of plays a big role, because your friends influence you a lot. So if you have friends who are as motivated as you to study, then it will be a very big advantage, right? Because you have people to discuss with, study together. Yeah. So
Beautiful. That's even I did not expect that advice. Like I was not thinking. I was expecting a very usual advice. Focus on this. But that's a very very important point. Your study circle, your peer group, your the people whom you hang out with is very very important. And I think you got a brilliant set of peer group, right? The 5 to 6 people that you had. I don't know the exact number, but still, that's extremely important. Like that's also something that you would be seeing in these dream colleges when you enter IITs. All of them will be having the same mindset. All of them have cleared these examinations. So your dreams, aspirations, everything would be the same. Will take you places. Okay, Pranav. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. I know your preparation is ongoing. You have BITSAT in June, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So prepare well for that, my dear.
Yes.
It's my college also, so I would love you to score really well over there. And all the best for whatever future endeavors. You have done a very great thing for securing such beautiful rank in the toughest examinations in the world, I would say. And thank you, thanks a lot.